Everyone has an angel, a guardian who watches over us. We can't know what form they'll take. One day, old man. Next day, little girl. But don't let appearances fool you. They can be as fierce as any dragon. Yet they're not here to fight our battles, but to whisper from our heart, reminding that it's us. It's every one of us who holds the power over the worlds we create.
Jeez.
I need this bullshit to stop!
Okay.
This is Film Sack.
Calm down.
So angry.
Oh, sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Film Sack. This is Film Sack episode 732. Still celebrating and mining the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind. I'm Scott Johnson, joined today by Brian. They don't call him Slow-Mo for nothing, Dunaway.
Yeah, they don't call me Sly. That's rude. Oh, yeah, no, they don't. Oh, hi.
Hi.
This week on Film Sack, we go mental on Sucker Punch after it tries to touch the naughty bits in our brains and pushes us to retreat deeper into our subconscious to escape the trauma of Zach Snyder's 2011 music video movie montage, only to find we need to go one level deeper if we want to be scantily clad badasses on an epic mission to escape the patriarchy by killing giant samurai, World War I steampunk zombies, orcs and dragons, and a lava castle, and off-world trains filled with shiny metal robots. Oh yeah, one more thing. A distraction. Look at me, I'm dancing like a baby doll, all flopping around, sexy and stuff, you know, like baby dolls. Anywho, you had me at killing evil, horny dudes and fantasy baddies. But come on, slicing the throat of some poor baby dragon in a huge bird's nest to take its throat crystal? I can't be a party to that. Look at that poor dragon mama's face. Ooh, fire, run. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Eek! Randy, you seem fit enough. I'm going to play some music for you, and when you're ready, I want you to dance. Oh yeah, one more thing. Stop that. Gross. Stop it. Stop it.
Gross. Yeah, I don't want to see him dancing in that place.
No.
Speaking of which, we also have with us Randy. Don't trust Oscar Isaac when he looks like he's 12 years old. Jordan.
Aloha, Scott, Brian. Thank you for joining me here at the Storytellers Conference for Wannabe Storytellers. Today is only about 4 hours, so you're going to learn everything you need to tell a story that will earn you as many as 22% on Rotten Tomatoes and possibly some award nominations. Did you know that the Alliance of Women Film Journalists has a Hall of Shame? Well, now you do. So let's get out there and do as little as possible to consider how your audience is going to receive your drivel. You might even win some Golden Schmoes awards if you follow my 3 shortcuts to whatever the opposite of success is. Number 1. Rape revenge fantasy is a genre that is definitely underutilized. You should make your story as rapey and as revengey as possible. Number 2. No one could ever call your story misogynist if it's like 80% about women kicking men's asses. So why do they only do that in their dreams? Number 3. You know how you could tell a story where a woman has terrible dreams about being brutalized by men, but in reality, she kicks ass? Yeah, do the reverse of that.
Whatever the opposite of that is, do that. Nicely done. Finally, we have Brian and a slow browser. There we go. Brian, if you dig deep into his flesh, you too will find a red stone of fantasy fire tropes ibit.
I certainly do. So wrestled between 2 different songs for this one, and the other one was just going to be too short, but it was going to end with the sucker punch, that's the way we became the... It was easy, right? Here's a story of a girl named Sweet Pea.
I love it.
Like it rhymes perfectly, but it was only going to be like 30 seconds long. So went with something that was 7 minutes long, but don't worry.
Wow.
I did
7 minutes long.
Well, the
So
original song is 7 minutes long.
Is it La Bamba, but lobotomy? Is that?
Lobotomy? No, but I'll save that for when we do that. No, I of course trimmed it down.
Oh my gosh. High watermark. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Very nice.
That was real
Gotta
good.
kick off
I made the cut.
2026 with a yeah, you made the cut. You get a mention in the
Sweet.
song this week.
Oh, we
By
should.
the way,
go
probably
ahead.
good time to promo it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All the 2025 songs now wrapped up in a big old zip file for whatever 45 songs, including the big end of year wrap up to American Pie. You can get that over at coverville.com. Just go to the store. It's right there. You can buy it, download it, enjoy it, and never listen to it again.
That's awesome. That's 2 volumes in a row here we got, folks.
Two volumes, yeah.
Yeah. If you missed out on the first one, tough shit. That's just the way things roll.
That's true, yeah. Or you can DM me and I might sell you the first one if you missed out.
Yeah, who we kidding? There's no
That's
tight
true.
wraps on this. We can make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's great. We are going to talk about the long sought-after film sack entry, Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
It's something that comes up a lot. We talked to, Dunaway talks about it in dulcet tones. we're really laying this on.
I think I've always stood by the fact that it's not as bad as people say it is. That's where I've always
that's
kind
your
of
take now. Okay,
That's still my take. It's still my take. No, it's not as bad as people
I feel
think
like it was
is.
in 2011 too. Like I remember when this movie came out. I remember talking about it with like people like Brian Dunaway, like on a show like Extra Life Radio. I don't know, but I just remember that the ones that enjoyed it enough to justify its existence were like, hey, this is the hate on this thing is overblown.
Yeah,
That's
might have
what I remember.
been film sack because. Was this 2011? It was the year
Right,
TMS started.
2011.
Yeah, so we were into film sack 3 or 4 years by then. Yeah, we'll get into it and we'll see if we've overblown it on how much Dunaway loves it. That may be true.
sure.
That's fine if I have to be the guy who says, "Yeah, I love Sucker Punch. I'm going to die on this zombie-infested steampunk hill. I'll do it."
Yeah, you'll do it for the team, and I appreciate that. We're going to let the
Sure.
fake Fletchers explain this movie first so that you guys at home better understand.
On this week's Film Sack podcast,
We watched 2011's Sucker Punch about a young girl institutionalized
by her abusive stepfather.
Retreats to an alternative reality.
As a coping strategy.
And envisions a plan to help her escape.
Everyone loves sucker-flavored punch.
Especially Zach Snyder.
Zach Snyder.
Especially Zach Snyder.
Zach Snyder.
Zach Snyder.
Especially Zach Snyder.
Zach Snyder.
Zach Snyder.
I love the cacophony of accents.
Yeah,
I love it.
Love it.
Keep calling in with your dumb voices and your real voices too. Anyway, you did
I'm
great.
curious. Can we start with this? This movie has the wrong title.
I don't know why
I
it's called
think-
that. Actually,
He talks about it. Zack Snyder talks about it. He wants you to feel when the reveal, which is less than what he probably expected, when Baby Doll reveals that she's not the central character to the story. That's supposed to be, you're supposed to constantly be feeling like you're getting hit and like dazed and confused and that
It's
kind of
more
stuff.
to the audience is the one getting sucker punched.
Right. Yeah. That's what he said his intention was.
Oh,
Well, and he's so bad at telling a story that we may as well also credit him with being bad at naming a movie, right? Like he just
I don't see. I
doesn't know how to put a good name on the thing.
I
and he's trying to
disagree.
make up an
Go ahead.
excuse.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Let's make it an excuse.
Yeah. Right?
So
Like
I disagree that it's bad storytelling, and I don't maybe think that maybe you don't like the style that it's being told in, but I don't think it's necessarily bad storytelling.
I think the style's the best part. I think the storytelling is horrendous.
Right.
Yeah,
all this
agreed,
movie's got.
exactly.
All this movie's got is style and no
The
substance.
visuals, fantastic. My favorite thing about this movie. Well, second favorite thing, the soundtrack, the covers. Like,
the music's good.
They're top notch. And even like our big standout non-cover freaking Army of Me by Bjork. Perfect song for this movie.
Yeah,
like it is.
agree.
It's almost like this movie is a 2-hour music video for Army of Me, which I think I'd like better too. But but yeah, story wise, I have big problems with the. It was all just a dream, but I know there's more to it than that. It's like it's not really like I just dreamed it. It's more like I escaped into this, and then within my escape, I escaped further.
Yeah, and
that's where I have the problem.
There's also stuff missing, as everybody knows. I'm sure Dunaway is keenly aware. Zack Snyder cut a bunch of stuff, and there's an extended edition which turns it into a rated R film. I didn't see that one. Did anybody see that one?
I did. Yeah, I plunked down the money and bought the director's cut. Now there's supposed to be even like a further version that Zack Snyder wants to release that's got even more stuff. But the director's cut adds a bunch of stuff with Draper.
The Don Draper bit at the end is what I was going to get around to. And so you've seen that. I only read about it, but it does add a bunch of context.
It does add a bunch of context. It adds. I mean, it's hard to say it's context because it's still within level 1 of the dream. Level 1 of the dream is the brothel.
The high roller.
dance club.
The high roller is coming, and he's the high roller. And
correct. Yeah,
that whole story.
And so, it's still like, all right, well, he's the doctor in level 0 who's giving her a lobotomy. That I don't even know why we're doing this. Who ordered this? And I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, now is a good time for me to ask these questions.
Right.
After I've done it, I'll go ahead and ask, why are we doing this?
Why did I do this?
I'm just here to hole punch this lady's brain.
Exactly.
It could have been called Hole Punch.
Called Hole Punch, exactly.
That's good.
But
what do you think about the Oscar Isaac dance number?
I actually really like it.
I think it brings levity to it that it needed badly.
It totally does. It's very Moulin Rouge. I'm a big fan of Roxy music, and so seeing Carla Gugino and Oscar Isaac doing "Love Is the Drug" is a big plus for me. And I think it's the over the top Moulin Rouge style Baz Luhrmann kind of thing, which
Moulin Rouge kind of inspired this a little bit too, Zach said. So Zack Snyder talked about inspiration, Alice in Wonderland, Moulin Rouge, a bunch of stuff. What we had just seen from as audiences, we had just got through seeing like 300 a few years prior. And so our expectations,
what was it 2 years before? In the trivia says he wanted to do 2009 is Watchmen, and then 300 was what 08 or 7.
Something like that. Yeah,
So he's on a roll here, and he said in the trivia, I really wanted to do Sucker Punch first. I had a treatment I wanted to get out there and go with, and
because the original story, and he wrote it.
Yeah,
right?
and the story, and the studio was like, let's push this weird DC property. We think you're perfect for it. Blah blah blah. And he's on board to do Watchmen, but he's on a bit of a roll here. Some people didn't like Watchmen. I happen to really like it. We've talked about it here on the show.
I think Watchmen is great.
Yeah, I thought it was a great adaptation.
I will die on the zombie World War I zombie hill for that one.
The problem is there's part of that hill is at least admitting that love scene in the owl ship was too long.
It's a little too long and uncomfortable.
And it kind of ruined a cover for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Or not a cover,
that was the original.
Actual original. Yeah.
That was the original Leonard Cohen version. Yeah.
Kind of ruined it.
I don't want to get too far away from there's an extended edition of this movie.
Yeah.
Because you just brought up the fact that Zack Snyder seems to think that all of the good decisions made in the editing room need to be undone to make something better. And he's just wrong. He's been wrong every single time.
So I'm trying to unpack that, Randy. So can you say that again? What exactly? So you think that was released in theater?
I think that Zack Snyder makes a movie, right?
Right.
And he's got, like all filmmakers, he's got 7 or 11 hours of footage, and you immediately drop all of the extraneous stuff, the bad takes and so forth.
Right.
And you still have too long a movie. And then these amazing artists called editors sit down with the other filmmakers and they cut unnecessary stuff.
Right.
And you can find a really good example of this. We recently talked about The Force Awakens. If you go to Disney and look at the Last Jedi, you will find all of these little videos of Rian Johnson telling you about all the things they cut and why they cut them.
Yeah, it always happens. Sometimes it's studio stuff. Sometimes it's length. Usually it's studio stuff.
Right.
And sometimes it comes out when they do a director's cut. They're amazing. Again, watch Kingdom of Heaven. The Ridley Scott director's cut is a masterpiece. The theatrical is a huge, giant, fat bummer. So I'm saying it can work sometimes, but before we get too far and we get too many emails, this is not a director's cut that we're talking about. It's just an extended version. He claims he has a director's cut in him that he wants to do still. Like as recently as this year, last year, he goes, I'd really like to get that out. And I'm like, to what audience though? Is it Dunaway? Do you know him personally?
Is it too little too late to release something like that?
Oh, absolutely.
The people who've wanted to see it are probably all right. I'm fine not seeing it.
I am curious. I am curious how this is going to play out in the long run. If this will become kind of it'll hit just the right streaming service at just the right time, that people have poo-pooed it for so many years that people will kind of rebelliously watch it, kind of like going, oh, everybody says that's crap. Let me take a look. It's not as bad as I thought it was, and maybe that gets a little bit of buzz. And
that
maybe
happens
then
sometimes,
you can do it.
I'm afraid that the Snyder name is just too big of a marquee, though. I think
you've definitely just described what we think of as the Brian Dunaway reaction to things.
Okay.
You are a very particular kind of movie enjoyer.
Right. You've got a particular set of skills.
You do have that contrarian instinct to hear somebody say, this wasn't good, and go, well, I'll be the judge of that. You kind of have that.
I want to be a judge of that. That's the reason why I never tell anybody, watch this because I say it's good or bad. I'm like, no, you watch it. You make your decision.
I like that. It's always been a hallmark of the Dunaway take. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here. I'm just saying Zach Snyder is not a great filmmaker. He's a perfectly good film. We watched like Army of the Dead, right? And that's a perfectly fine film.
It was all right.
He can make a perfectly good movie.
I
by the way,
I think 900. Sorry,
900
inflation.
Part three.
I've seen it 3
trilogy.
times.
This inflation, really gets you. No, 300, Watchmen, and his Dawn of the Dead remake that he did with James Gunn in 2004, I think are all really not just good films. I think they're great, or they're better to great films. I think they're very good. I just don't know what. To me, something changed right after Watchmen, where he went, "All right, I'm doing my sucker punch thing. It'll have the script of a 2-year-old."
What happened was he had proved himself, and so he did not have as much interference, and he was able. And he talks about this in some of the interviews and commentaries that he had a good working relationship with the studio at the time. And so he knew that they were aiming for a PG-13 rating. And so they cut stuff, not necessarily because of, content length or anything, but specifically to get it out there. And with the plans, and this was a 2011 idea, it's like, it's fine if it goes to the theater and it's not quite everything I want, because we got Blu-rays and we got all this new technology that we're doing with Blu-rays, and we can present it in a different way and make it a little bit harder. People really want the what do they call the uncut editions, unrated? I forget exactly what the word is we were using at the time, but it was.
Now we call them Snyder cuts, but
now we're calling them Snyder cuts. But so it was an interesting time that kind of everything was like that. I want the unrated version. What does that mean? Nothing. You expect it to be like, it's going to be super dirty. All the boobs I wanted to see.
Right. It is funny, the unrated. That is the first thing we go to. It's not the violence. It's not just the, whatever else is at. It's like, it's probably got more boobs.
It's going to be boobs.
My main observation about the rating of this movie is boobs and cursing would not have helped it at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
There's some times where you're like, they cut out the real fun when they made it PG-13. No, this movie, you can't make this more fun. This is an extended rape revenge fantasy, and it's got to make you feel bad.
I think it could have been bloodier. I lean more like less exploitation of these girls, more them just severing heads and ripping arms apart. And to me, that was kind of one of my problems, was when they're in the dream world or whatever you generate with your dance. This is going to sound crazy to people who haven't seen that movie.
No, say it. We don't ever see the dance. Let's talk about the dance for a second. Baby doll does a dance. It's a distraction, but it's also her retreat away from the trauma so that she can be the badass in stage 3 of whatever depth.
Right, exactly. No, I mean, there's narrative reasons for all of this, but it's out of context. You probably should just see the movie, listeners.
Well, and if you haven't seen the end, right? If we're like describing the movie to you and we don't state outright what we find at the end, then most of the movie makes a different sense to you if you haven't seen it.
And most of the movie takes place during the moment between the strike of the lobotomy needle to the actual impact. So, I mean, everything kind of starts. You have a little backstory before,
right?
But then everything really takes place in between that second.
Right. The 80% in the middle is a fantasy.
Right.
It's a dream.
It's a dream sequence. Right.
Yeah.
Now, when they would go into so to my point though, when they go into the dream world where it's a battlefield or it's an old Roman,
and it's always epic level too, which is fun.
Yeah, it's always big high stakes, boss fight type stuff. That is probably where my beef is that when they go in there, it came off feeling like a video game, which is fine, but even video games have more decapitations and bloody fights. This just felt really clean, lightsaber style cauterization of a hand being hacked off type stuff. And I could have gone for something that just made the stakes feel higher, because the truth of the matter is, whenever they're in the battlefront place, and you may be able to argue this, I don't know, but my vibe was just like, well, you're never in any danger, and you kind of know it.
Exactly. Well, you're all right, if something goes wrong, you'll come out of this, and maybe, obviously the knife situation was because she didn't distract the chef enough, and other things.
Well, there was something. That. Yeah, electricity hit the thing,
right?
And distracted distracted the piggy. Yeah,
right.
But there are real stakes there. It's just that in the dream they seem all powerful, but in reality they have no power, and so they things go sideways. So there are risks, but you're right. It does seem like there's not as much risk in the
the real world. That's what I'm saying, is when you're fighting giant robots or killing huge creatures or whatever, and you're doing it in such epic fashion like Kratos from God of War or whatever.
Yeah,
there's something in that in and of itself that's kind of cool and all of that. The problem is there's just no way I felt any real tension in those moments, because again, she's not really in danger there. I mean, she is. If you really want to go into the whole if we could see her dancing, we would see the distraction and the
right. That she needs to
the stakes.
Right, exactly. Because if that guy catches Jamie Chung trying to grab his lighter, then boy, there's going to be trouble.
I'm sure there was a lot of back and forth on, do you show baby dolls dancing or not? Because if you show it, then the audience knows what it looks like. If you just imply it, then it can be anything that they want it to be.
So much credit.
Yeah, they need to do more than just the little
I'm a movie I'm a shaky. Yeah,
right. That they show before you go into Dream World, because it looks like she's doing the.
She's doing a wiggle dance, right? She's going to wiggle a little bit. By the way, Emily Browning. I think I was so glad to see Emily Browning. I'd seen her in other things before this, and I always thought she has an on-screen presence that is tragic, and I think she fits in that role every time. And I think I thought she did a fine job.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we don't see more of her more often these days. She's an amazing Australian actress. She did all kinds of interesting artsy-fartsy stuff before this. And I'm not telling anyone to see this because I think it's exploitative as hell, and I had to leave 20 minutes in. But Sleeping Beauty, that's a rough watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sleeping Beauty is exploitative as hell. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and that, before watching it again, Sucker Punch again this week, I was conflating the two. I was thinking of Sleeping Beauty when I was saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's a movie." Like if you would have asked me to describe Sucker Punch, it's like it's this movie where old people drug young women into having sex with them, and there's dancing and stuff like that, and she goes into this other world. It's like, nope, those are two different movies.
Very different. Same year though. Funny enough, as
same year.
Came out the same year. That's the only thing that ties them together. But
I know you guys are crapping a lot on the movie, and that's fine. It deserves a lot of crap, and it's mostly story based. But let's talk about something that it really does shine at, and the fact that this cast went through just a really physical training period, and then put some really badass fighting. This, we don't look away at doubles or anything. We see people who are really doing these moves, and a couple of them even have martial arts experience. And just the physicality of this, he brought what he did with 300, which was have these people with amazing physiques and just doing these badass things. And just, I thought that part was just
choreography.
He's got a couple of executive producers here named Wesley Kohler and William Fay. and they have done all of this prep work on these movies. These are the EPs for 300 and Army of the Dead and Watchmen.
Right.
And these guys clearly understand that if you're going to make a movie that has this much physicality, you've got to get the cast set and get them paid, and then take them to boot camp and really put them through it. And they really, really did. My favorite thing in this movie is Jenna Malone from beginning to end. She is so awesome. She is so compelling. I can't believe that's the waifish little girl from the movie Saved. And like, she clearly committed to the boot camp. They must have spent 6 months working out.
Yeah, I saw her in that. I don't know if I told you guys I even watched it, but I watched Horizon, the American Saga thing. Oh, I think I recommended it on TMS.
Yeah.
Okay.
The chapter 1 thing. She was really, really good in that, and might even be worth watching that just for her sometimes. I think she's
one of my favorite
amazing.
scenes. One of my favorite scenes is really understated, but there's a scene where she's about to be raped by the cook pig, and Emily Browning's character comes in, Baby Doll, and saves her. And they're transitioning from this muted blues, just, death that it is, and they walk down the hall after this traumatic trauma, which this movie's all about, the trauma, right? And retreating, how do you get away from it, and what do you do with it? And so they're walking down the hall, and Jenna Malone, Rocket's character, has kind of red hair, it's a little bit, and before it looks very pale, but then when they walk down the hall, when they get a transition from being almost rape, put it behind them, she walks into some warm light, and her hair just like gets bright red. It's just a really good, it's one of my favorite parts. And out of all the visual things that are happening in this movie, that's probably one of my favorite things that happens, is this transition. I'm like, more of that.
Yeah.
More of this slow movement in and out of these different
it's what he's
worlds.
good at as a director. He's so good at tone and vibe and look. And then the beef that people always have with him is that you didn't provide the story or the character development to back that up. And in a movie like this, it should have been easier to get away with it, because there's so much symbology at play. There's so much like, you could be real ethereal about it. But on the ground, and we'll share clips later, some of these actors are really phoning shit in.
Except for Scott Glenn, who was there the whole time.
Well,
he's the wise man
playing stick.
And he's
yeah, exactly.
He's amazing.
I love him. The worst. He gets some of the worst screen lines ever.
Yeah.
Don't write checks that your butt can't cash or something.
I loved every time. I know he had to read this terrible dialogue, but he nailed it. Every time. Every time.
All right, sure.
He and
and one more thing.
He and Snyder are supposed to be good buddies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there was like this, hey, I'll do that. Of course I'll be in your thing and play stick again. I'll be stick and everything now.
Yeah.
But he's fine. I'm whatever.
Yeah.
I just, again, the development of those characters, very, very, very mile wide, inch deep. And I think that's where I struggled. And the whole time I kept going, like Abby Cornish, great actress.
She's so great.
She's great in almost everything I've ever seen her in. She's terrible in this. And I think and by terrible, I mean that she's given so little to work with. Those lines are horrendous.
Yeah.
It's just what happened there. Like, can you?
Yeah, she's Rocket's older sister. So this story has potentials to shine, but it just never does. But Sweet Pea's character opens the narration of the film. And we're supposed to never quite understand who's supposed to be the central part of the story.
Let's talk about. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to finish your thought? Because I think that is a good point to discuss.
There are sister parallels here. In the beginning, Baby Doll tragically misfires and misses her stepdad, who's trying to basically rape her little sister, and so this tragedy starts. And it's also in all of her dreams. In the third level, when she's the deepest in, she's always really good with that one pistol. So she's kind of making up for it. But the sister angles didn't really hit well. So Abby Cornish, you were saying, Ibit, finish your thought, please, with the Sweet Pea character.
Oh yeah,
just the fact that the fact that Cornish is doing the narration, and there's like you said, the sister parallels. The prevailing thought is that it is a story about her and Rocket as opposed to really being about Sweet Pea. I'm sorry,
I see.
about Baby Doll.
Baby
It's
Doll.
supposed to be about It's supposed to be about Sweet Pea
Yeah.
and Rocket as opposed to being about Baby Doll, and that's why we get the ending that we do with her on the bus. And sorry, took a big drink of coffee just as you were throwing it back to me.
So wait,
exactly. But
the thing is, the entire middle 80% has to be a story about Baby Doll, because the first sequence is a story about Baby Doll. And all we have to go on is that we are in her head. That's it. That's all we've got.
Sure.
And so when the middle 80% decides, no, I'm gonna trick you, you just feel like you don't know what's going on anymore.
Agreed. I feel the same way. So when the movie opens up, it's Sweet Pea talking, but you don't know that necessarily. You might think it's actually Emily Browning talking, because it doesn't say Sweet Pea says. But so you get kind of lost there. But once she wakes up in the second level of the dream, where they're kind of at a brothel, we pick up with Sweet Pea, and she says stop the movie.
She's dressed as Baby Doll. She's got the blonde hair and the pigtails. She's about to get lobotomized by the doctor, who then we see is Jamie Chung dressed up as the doctor, or we
flip the story. Everything happens on a stage. Like, I love the opening of the movie, how it opens up and it's all on a stage, and we kind of keep central to that point. And so we're kind of saying, we're all on a stage, blah blah blah, whatever. But
there's symbology and all that, sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on like that. And that's fun to watch. I always like to try to take that apart, but it's not to a great effect here lots of times. But yeah, you flip it. It flips over to Sweet Pea, and she becomes the central character, but it's not obvious. So I definitely get the criticism there. It's there in the story. It's just not.
They don't.
Well,
which is the trick. That's the trick of movies, is to try to do that. And I just wish he would have done that.
I think Zach Snyder.
But the problem that I have with that is that you get a lot of scenes where Sweet Pea is not involved. So if this is happening in her head, if she's imagining this, or this is her experience, you've got things that take place in Blue's office with Carl Gugino, or they're off to the side talking about her, or they're in a different room without Sweet Pea, without Baby Doll. If this is all taking place in somebody's head, they need to be present. If you're going to give us the twist ending of like, oh, this was all a third level thing, we thought it was just a second level thing.
Because Sweet Pea's telling the story. She's the single survivor, and so how does she know what was going on in Emily or in Baby Doll's head?
It's not really unreliable narrator. It's, well, how could she have known this, or how could she have known that?
Absent narrator.
Well, and it's totally fine to say to me as a viewer, this person is dreaming that they're someone else. Got it. No problem. It's just that isn't ever stated. It's like this person is dreaming that there's a good explanation for everything they're experiencing, right? You can just you could take that anywhere. This movie doesn't. For whatever reason, it doesn't take it just anywhere. It takes it to, actually, here's a bunch of cool action sequences that the filmmaker wants you to see. And okay, you can't stitch it all back together at the end by trying to say, oh, and here's a twist.
If I was, as an armchair producer, if Zack Snyder came to me with this, I would say, nah, dude, this is too ambitious. I get what you're wanting to do. You're going to have to remove some layers, because this is just too ambitious. I love watching Zack Snyder be overly ambitious and reach, because some of the really cool stuff happens when he does that.
It's so much. It is that. It's exactly that, right? It's like, and then I'll do this. Oh, and then I'll do this. And when you have that much stuff, it just feels like a 13-year-old kid played a ton of video games and then fell asleep with his face on an FHM magazine.
Yeah.
I've talked about this.
Another thing is, this movie comes out about 8 months after Inception. And that's not, it's not Zack Snyder's fault, but Inception is this really carefully plotted story about dreaming. And you can imagine that there's some people who don't get it, but it doesn't even matter if you don't get it, right? Because it's told to you very blatantly. This movie comes along, and I just remember people being like, "Oh, this guy is really high on the smell of his own farts. Like he really doesn't, you know."
So this is what I call I like to think of this as an ego check. So a lot of these director who finds success in a couple of movies and then the studios they're working with will go, "We trust you now." And they go back and go, "Oh, I've always wanted to make this one movie about this one thing." And they say, "Go ahead." And they make it, and they find out that they operate better within constraints. And so this is another example of that. We have Zach Snyder with a story he's had since he was probably young and foolish, and it lived in his head, and he put it out there, and it just fell flat. So
well, it did.
helps.
It did end up. So, just as a side note, it ended up making its money back on full international release, and then DVD stuff later. So it did okay.
Yeah, it survived. It survived.
It didn't inspire any of them to go, "All right, sequel time, get in here,
sucker punch here." No,
yeah,
not
we're
gonna
gonna
happen.
really punch you in the sucker this time."
Even though I'd love to see Emily Browning come back as Baby Doll, but as a badass and finally like recovering or something. I don't know. This reset your lobotomy.
I need a Jane Wick kind of story with her. I like her. Just her whole vibe is she was designed to be, because she's tiny, right? She's this little diminutive Australian actress and big eyes and
big.
all this. She's got something about her says, "Oh, we need someone for a revenge fantasy." And I would have said this before this movie. She just has that vibe to her. I want her doing revenges. I want her running around with a gun hidden in weird places. I want dumb men to fall for her and then get their faces blown off in their hotel room. Like, I want that movie. And this movie wasn't supposed to be that movie, but it was supposed to kind of be her being that. And it was just in video game sequences. And that's the part I struggled with.
So we got the Japanese schoolgirl superhero kind of comic book, everything just piled in here from Zack Snyder's youth that just doesn't translate well, because I feel like he meant well to go, I want to see some empowered women, but then all the women are like, not like this.
Yeah.
not like this, dude.
Yeah.
And so, it fell short. I just don't think it's, like I said, I think there's enough here that it's not as bad as I've seen people just hate on it. I'm like, I get it. I get not liking things, and
I have to admit, and this is not, I don't want to, because I feel like I'm feeding into the problem a little bit, but I actually went in this with some very low expectations, and I really liked it less than I thought I was going to.
That's fine.
I don't know what that means.
That's
it's
fine.
A weird, well, of course it is, but it's a weird thing for me, because normally what'll happen is we'll go into something and go, boy, I got low expectations for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I'll actually come out going, well, that was a cult classic for a reason. I freaking love that, or whatever. This, I was just like, oh, no, don't go worse than I came in here thinking. Like, this is
interesting. So you think this is the Rotten Tomato score is actually too high? You think that what is it, the popcorn meter, which is the audience, 47% too high?
No,
I think it's probably
perfect.
about right. Yeah, it's about right.
I think
perfect.
I think about 22% of the audience for all movies want to see women get brutalized, and like, I just
I got bad news. The popcorn meter, which is the audience meter, says 47%, right? So,
yeah,
more higher than maybe you thought. Maybe
I hope. I mean, that's a dim view of humanity.
Right.
But you're not.
Humanity.
You don't. It's not like you don't have reason. So I get it. But I just hope that's not true. That's all.
I wasn't there to see the being exploited. I was there for the music videos. I mean, this was like going, how would you like to have about 5 music videos in here with some of your favorite music done to a really dark tone? Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you know what?
yeah.
And I wonder, I know we've had a lot of directors that we've talked about here who grew up doing or got their chops doing music videos. Did Zack Snyder begin?
Yes. Yeah,
he did. Okay.
He sounds right, doesn't it? If you had to guess, you'd go, "Oh yeah, Zack Snyder must have done some."
He must have done some great drained color music videos.
Let's see if I can go back a little bit. Here we go. His first project,
Chemical
was
Romance.
Lizzie. He was music video was the first thing he ever did. Lizzie Borden's "Love Is a Crime."
Yeah,
and then Peter Murphy.
Oh, Peter Murphy, nice. Okay.
92, Morrissey, Tomorrow, Soul Asylum.
Yeah. Okay. Paul Westerberg.
Let's see. When did he? In fact, look at that. It was all music videos up till Dawn of the Dead. And then from then, it was a little bit of a mix. He's done stuff for My Chemical Romance and a few other deals. But it's an interesting career. I may watch Dawn of the Dead just for the shit of it.
Yeah.
Because I just love that movie. I think it's
fine. Why don't we watch it here?
We really should. I mean, it's James Gunn at his horriest.
James Gunniest.
It's George A. Romero was still alive and was on set like helping, and Zach Snyder with his style, and then an amazing cast. Man, gotta watch that again. The movie's great.
No problem.
It's got Ty Burrell in it. He's nothing like Phil Dunphy. He's a total ass. And there's boobs. Anyway, moving on.
And there's boobs.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I watch this, so like I get this feeling, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I always get this feeling that people go, "Oh, you just like that movie because there's ladies scantily clad," and I'm like, it's not really.
Again, if there had been, it wouldn't have made the movie better. Like if they had actually gone there. But they really didn't. Like they're
like gone more scantily clad. You mean?
Yeah.
And Dunaway, you saw the director's thing. Was there? Did they add a bunch of terrible stuff? No,
really. The only thing that I remember different from the original, and I didn't watch the two back to back, the original and the extended edition. But the only thing really that I remember being different was the high roller bit where he's talking to her, and he actually, he convinces Baby Doll that he wants what he wants voluntarily, or wants her to give it up voluntarily. He says, "Well, now is the time we're going to do some screwing," or something like that. He opens the scene with that.
And now starts the screwing.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, okay, that's an interesting way to put it. But he's like, "But I don't want you, I want you to give it to me willingly." And then he just like sweet talks her, gets in really close and says, all the right things, and then it's immediately cut to bang with the hole punch.
Oh, really? I figured, okay, that's interesting. The stuff I read wasn't super detailed about the scenes, but it did sound like context was greater, maybe?
Right. Maybe, yeah.
Otherwise, why is he there? It's like, hey, Phil.
He's the pending doom, right?
He's coming. He's the timer, basically.
He's the storm. He's the storm coming. Right?
Yeah, that's true, I guess. And I guess that's an effective way that's a plot device people use.
Yeah. And I've always been fascinated with Alice in Wonderland and all these ideas of, hallucinations and drug use, and also easily kind of like overlaps with other stories I've seen and heard where we talk about how women used to be treated at one point in time, like when they're hysterical, and there was all these unnecessary lobotomies. That kind of stuff really fascinates me, to think that you could be so suppressed that someone could essentially lock you up. And generally we think of, well, I at least have my mind to retreat to in great trauma. And when you're talking about a lobotomy, they're kind of removing part of your mind, and it's like destroying your mind. It's like, you can't even escape there. And those story points have always fascinated me. So I think that might be one reason why.
A good movie about Nazi Germany or anything like that, they're always fascinating looks at that. I think Bone Temple, which I just saw yesterday, has a great allegory for this, about what happens when chaos reigns, society breaks down, and then what do you do? Do you go and try to help people, or do you become a satanic cult, essentially? Those kinds of questions are always interesting to explore. It's what art does, really, is explore humanity and the fringes of it. But I wanted this movie to do that more, and it didn't feel like it did. I felt like it did on the surface, and it was enough for me to get it. But I was like, I really want to get invested in these people.
It really kind of just a side note here.
Before we get emails, you meant oppressed, not suppressed, by the way. I just wanted to.
Did I say suppressed?
You said suppressed, but there are people out there who are going to get pedantic on that, and they're going to go, oppression is different. Suppression is you do it yourself. Oppression is other people. I'm just letting them know.
But they say, but Sweet Pea says you're supposed to do it yourself a little bit too. Anyway, all right, so don't email me, please. Little side note, I went to go see the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings. Fathom Events had it. I was one screen over from where I saw Sucker Punch at the IMAX theater back in 2011.
Oh, wow.
But me and Drew got a chance to go, and it was a really different experience because when I went to the IMAX theater back in 2011 to see Sucker Punch, I was the only person in the theater. Lord of the Rings was completely packed. Every seat was filled. It was fun too, by the way. If you
as you would hope, right?
events.
It's freaking Lord of the Rings. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also went and saw this. Just the first one.
Right.
We
right.
haven't
They got all of them coming through.
We
Yeah.
haven't gotten the next two yet, but
cool.
It was not packed.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think it depends on where you're at. We went to a theater where I think there were 4 total people in there, but that's how this theater is now. There's just hardly anyone there. And part of it is, I don't know, the whole place just gone to shit, but there are other theaters with better experiences, but we got free tickets. I was like, well, I ain't going to the one where I got to pay. I guess we'll go here. And then we were just like, man, what a ghost town.
We went and this place has our local theater, this like 15 minutes from me, has nice big seats with like, a little tray and everything that you can pull around and you can kick back and little recliners. And we went to this one and it was like all leather seats. So a bunch of people getting hot in the theater and going and leather seats the whole freaking movie.
Their bodies squeaking against the seats. Oh, geez.
Did you hear that? Oh my gosh, that
was so loud. It was so loud. It was like, usually you're getting mad like the guy next to you won't open his snack fast enough. Like, just open it. Just open it already. But no, now you got leather seats going.
Dang, dude. I mean, those seats they're pretty common now, but we're so dumb. We got free seats, and I went to the kiosk to pick them. And I thought the ones that were closer up, right before the handicap ones, and then the front row ones, I was like, "Look, there's 2 of those right there. We love that position." And we thought these were just all the same seats. So we got our seats and went in there. They're not. They're the older ones, and then all the luxury ones are right up above us. We could have gotten them either way. It wasn't an issue. We just didn't know. And then,
like the reclining, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but then I'm such a freaking law keeper. Halfway through the movie, I turn to Kim and go, there's no one here. We could just go up there.
Right.
What are we doing? And we ended up just sitting there because we're just, I don't know, we were all into it and just half an hour left.
I like that.
It was I overdo that. Like, I'm like, well, no, I'm going to be the first one with the sign. Is there a form required? I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just my whole life, it's just been like, don't do things that are going to get you noticed or in trouble. So even in this thing, which is like no big deal.
There's nobody else in the theater. Yeah.
So we were slightly less comfortable, I guess. They're still decent seats. They weren't like the old crappy ones, but Anyway,
love it.
Back to Pokemon Go. So here's just some quick numbers. Production budget $82 million. Domestic box office, US and Canada, did 36.4. That is not great. In its desired location of success, right? That's pretty low. International box office 53.4. Total worldwide gross 89.8. So they made $7 million or $6 million on this thing, and that's if you don't count DVD, streaming rights, all that. Whatever money it makes now, which I assume they make something now. I don't know how that works. Anyone know how that works?
I don't know.
I don't know how
what
things
they
work.
get for streaming. And
We
stuff.
need some
I don't
business people to call in.
Yeah.
Let us know. I also wrote, where is it? The action. It was late when I wrote this, and also we're recording this kind of at a different time than when we watched it. But I said the action would be so much better if it was all packed in with good acting and writing. I know we've talked about that before, but it's just this visual fluff and no meat. Beautiful outside, hollow inside. The vibe is so mixed that I guess I want to say to listeners who maybe haven't watched it yet, just know this going in, if we haven't made it clear enough already. You're going to come into this and go, just like, in some ways I'm saying be like Dunaway. Have an open mind. Don't let me.
You don't have to watch the whole thing, right? I mean, you can watch 15, 20 minutes of it, get a taste of it and go, nah. Not
That's
for
true.
me.
That's true. You know what? And you'll you obviously won't get the levels, right? You won't get all the stuff that goes along with it, but you will get enough to say, oh, I like the music video vibe of this, I'm going to keep watching, or I don't, and I'm done. And
We're not asking to go to the theater and invest in some kind of shitty seats. We're just saying,
No.
give it 10, 15 minutes. You like
Sure.
it? Fine. Don't.
Yeah, I think
Walk
we could
away.
say that about most of the stuff we watch.
It probably needs a little bit more than 10 to 15 minutes because the first 10 minutes is entirely the setup of Baby Doll's real life, where she's getting absolutely brutalized by her dad and, like the people that.
Stepdad, what a jerk.
Whatever.
Yeah, you need to watch through to the
you can skip
the first
though.
battle with the samurai battle with the giant statues.
You can also just go to YouTube and look up clips. Just saying.
You could do that too.
This is where it feels like a game to me, because I can also do that with a lot of video games where I'm like, I don't want to play a Souls-like, but I want to see these boss fights. That's kind of what you can do with this movie, I think. Just scrub around. You're not going to see any flesh, so don't go into this going, oh man, I'm horny for some 2011 business. Like, you're not going to get
all the scantily clad stuff is like scantily clad for like the 1940s or something. It's not like it's not like you would imagine today or anything. It's just
I
like,
wouldn't have any problem letting my 13-year-old son watch this movie if I
if you had one. Is what
if I had
one.
that you know of.
This is one of those movies.
I thought he was like going, "You have a 14-year-old."
Is it the subject? Is it the subject matter of rape and that kind of stuff?
This is one of those movies where the PG-13 rating isn't right for the subject matter, where you only have to choose between R and PG-13, and like, no, this is closer to R than PG-13 insofar as I don't think that 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds should be sitting around. Watching a woman get a stake drived into her brain, like it's just like that is a bit much.
Even off-camera stuff, thematically, you can get away with a little bit because if you take a 10-year-old to see this or 12-year-old or something, they're maybe not even going to get the subtext about the abuse. They're just going to see scary man. I moved out of here. Now I got to get away from these scary people.
And now they're fighting dragons.
It doesn't have all the connotations yet, right? So I think maybe, but. I kind of agree. Like thematically, that's part of the problem in general is it's depressing to start with.
Yeah.
There's no, and I want to root for people, but I know by the end I went, well, I guess I was just rooting for nothing. Like, cause she's okay. Here's the other thing. How much fantasy is going on? Because when she's in the dream world, obviously there's a lot of fantasy going on, but outside of it, the John Hamm's world of poking people through the nose seemed like kind of a fantasy in itself.
Yes, so there's the problem with the end, and I'm sorry, I've been wondering if we could talk about the movie without specifying what happens at the end.
No, but I think people know that we're going to spoil things when we do these shows, so people know
part of the deal.
You spend this whole movie kind of hoping that the beginning was the fantasy, and obviously fighting orcs and dragons is a fantasy, but you kind of hope that she is in some sort of salvation mode mentally, and that the end is going to prove you right. And instead, the end proves that the beginning was the reality. In the beginning, she is, being framed basically by an evil man and committed to a thing, and then you find out at the end that thing is the reality, and she actually does get a stake driven into her brain through her eye socket, and it's like, oh,
I don't think they even do lobotomies that anymore, though. If they don't do lobotomies at all. But what I'm saying is, I think in John Hamm time, whenever the hell that is set.
John Hamm time.
He's got more than that freaking Schwarzenegger ball thing he jammed up his nose to get the computer out of Total Recall or whatever.
It's an alternate reality.
Right.
Well, there's technology. It's supposed to be. I'm assuming it's supposed to be between World War I and II. I think I'm from the story wise.
It'd have to be because they got ideas about Nazis and Nazi zombies.
It's World War I. They're presenting World War I here.
But let me just add. There's a specific at the end that is worth contemplating, I think, and that is when she returns back to the reality where she's gotten lobotomized, right? You're supposed to believe that everything she dreamt about happened in the space of a second while she was getting a spike driven into her brain. And now she's back and she's been lobotomized, and a person who you can either accept as an authority or you can say, oh, well, they're lying, says that Baby Doll has committed a bunch of crimes in the institution, and therefore them lobotomizing her was 100% justified. Now, you can say, oh, but that person's lying to justify the crime they've committed against Baby Doll, and that's fine. That's one way to take the whole movie. But if she is telling the truth, right, then all of that beginning that you saw was also a fantasy. And that's just like, oh, okay, movie.
Yeah,
Thanks.
because it isn't clear. That's the problem, right? It's not that they did that overtly. It's just, I kind of think they did, but maybe I'm wrong.
I actually like there is one point that I like about it, just outside of everything. Oscar Isaac's Blue character wants Baby Doll for his own. If he likes controlling situation. He's skeevy. He likes money, but then somewhere along the way, he becomes horny for her, and he wants to keep her all to himself. And the action that he set forth, which was to have the lobotomy, where he thought he was punishing her, actually ends up punishing himself, because now she's kind of escaped him, even though what he really wants is her, but he can't get there anymore.
Yeah.
And then he gets locked away. So I kind of liked him kind of shooting himself in his own foot.
Well, this is early Oscar Isaac. We'd seen him in Deus or Ex Machina 2 years or 3 years earlier, or whatever it was, 2009, I think. And he here is still very young, but he's clearly going to be somebody we're going to have to deal with in Hollywood. He's going to be somebody who's good and is showing up all the time. He really stood out in this, and I tried to look at it from that perspective of, in 2011, who is Oscar Isaac? Very few people know. He's a star in the making. He's the best actor in this. Like by maybe miles.
Yeah.
What's her name accomplishes a lot by not saying much. She's very good at being quiet, sort of quiet, reserved revenge.
Right.
But he's a standout. He's very good.
I know you probably hate what you've seen with Sucker Punch and don't want any more, but do try to go watch that Oscar Isaac singing scene on YouTube.
Yeah, that's worth looking at.
Enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little fun. But Randy, you were saying?
Well, my point is that every man in this movie and some of the women are presented as just pure evil, like the worst, deepest, darkest kind of evil, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And Oscar Isaac is one of them, and even John Hamm is one of them, and the cook. Oh my God, the cook is
he's the pig. He's the worst.
Right. And so when you get to the end of the movie, you're asked to question whether or not they really were, because maybe she was a terrible criminal and everything you've seen up to this point was her justifying her criminal acts.
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't see that personally, but
that is just like, no, you don't get to do that at the end of a movie like this. You know what I mean?
The implication was definitely I walked away. Maybe this is closer to where you're at, Dunaway. I walked away from it going, oh, they're not blaming her. They're blaming her, but what really happened, that all felt like a lie. To like this, she deserved this, that she's in there. I think it just meant she was rebellious. She wasn't just taking
I think
shit.
on balance, that woman is lying about what Baby Doll did when they brought her in to the institution.
I think so too. And that helps me feel better about it, but they're not clear. Maybe that's the idea, but I don't feel clever about that. I feel annoyed about that.
Yeah, that's a tight. Yeah, that's hard to do, right? You gotta, you don't want to be too clear, because then it doesn't give any room for interpretation, which is what's great about art. But you also don't want to be so vague that people can't follow along.
Especially with a main point of that. Like the whole point of the movie hinges on how we feel about her and the switch. And if you're going to paint her in this dark light, make it very clear that that's just the institution doing a cover-up. She's absolutely desperate. Part of the institution is not as corrupt as we think, because John Hamm's character actually kind of backs out and he's like questions
whether he even should be doing lobotomies. He was labeled as the high roller, but he's kind of like, he's institution. He's the doctor. He comes in, he performs the duty.
Whatever
in the fantasy
on the
world,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, in the fantasy world, he's the high roller, and they put whatever.
Which is where
badness
things
in him.
also start to get weird, because then that means it's a construct in her head about this man who's just doing his medical job because this is what he's paid to do. He doesn't have any personal connection with her, but she has made him into something so much more. And that's just problematic, because then we're like, and I don't mean that this is.
Well, she hates all men at this point, right? Because all men, this is supposed to be, but at this point, I can't blame her, right?
Maybe, but that's my point, is when you start introducing ideas that she hates men that don't exist, I think you kind of ruin your premise a little bit. You're making her less powerful. You're making her less likely or likable. You're making her a lot less of anything, and the whole point of the movie starts to falter. So I actually kind of agree with him leaving that stuff out, even though it added context, because John Hamm's not really in there doing these things. At least Oscar Isaac was a dick on the inside and the outside.
He had a dick in his pants and the outside.
Yeah.
That exactly right. There's no consequences, not consequences, but no validation for John Hamm's in the high roller character.
Right.
So, once you get to that point, it's like, well, that sure was a loaf of white bread.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it. And it doesn't kill the film. It just makes it more problematic, and there are already issues. Yeah. It just feels like I wish I could go back in time and go, Zach.
It's a very ambitious film. You're talking about going levels deep in someone's mind. Yeah. And I would have probably looked at Zach Snyder and said, like I said, armchair producer. I'd be like, dude, not a good idea. This is too overly complicated.
Or I'd say go watch Inception 50 times. It can be done.
They come back.
Yeah.
And like I said at the beginning, rape revenge fantasy is always going to be problematic, because you can't stop thinking about what the filmmaker's intentions are. Like, is he just making something masturbatory? And in that case, like, ew, and this doesn't need to exist.
Yeah. Right.
And like, it's just, you can't stop. It keeps coming again and again. To your mind that this is someone's making this. Someone decided to brutalize these women.
It's a complicated topic, which they say a couple times in the film as well. And it's you got to handle it in just the right way, and it's very dangerous.
It's hard. Plus, you're a bunch of dudes making this, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it would help to have. Maybe they add this.
I
don't want to assume that, right? I don't want to assume that he didn't have outside forces, or his wife, or anyone else who had like great ideas about this, because they have a perspective he doesn't
was involved.
have. Yeah, which is great. Again, we just don't know, because nobody talks about this stuff, but I hope so.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think it worked, but I hope so.
Yeah, that's right. That's at the end of the day, you should know Zach Snyder had a very ambitious idea, and he fell flat. Right.
Yeah.
It just didn't make it.
Yeah, which sounds a lot like what he did with Rebel Moon. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm saving that shit for us.
Yeah.
Thanks. Me too. Oh yeah. No, don't not jumping ahead on that one until we're watching it together.
Yeah. I ain't going near that business.
Get to it.
All right. Any other thoughts before we cut to some clips here?
My other note says, sorry, you want to go first?
I was just looking at my notes, and Jenna Malone. That's all it says. Jenna
that's
Malone.
the only note. Okay.
Jenna Malone.
Jenna Malone. You all don't know how to-do lists work.
Hilarious.
They really don't. They really don't. That's great.
You cross them off after you've done them.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Yeah, and then the Bruce Willis Armageddon trope. You go on, I'll stay here.
Yeah. I hate that.
I do too.
It's just that it's used. I mean, we talk about tropes on here all the time, but that thing is used in everything. It's like, slow your roll on that trope.
And she could easily have mesmerized them with her dancing. I know this is in a different, it's in level 2 of the dream, but she could have mesmerized them with her dancing, and both of them could have escaped, as opposed to just letting Sweepy escape. But,
I agree. Plus, it's her dream. She gets to choose.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
As a guy, I had a little trouble with her taping things under a drawer, because I was thinking tape's not going to hold. And then I thought, wait, I don't have boobs. I don't know how strong boob tape is. Maybe it's very strong.
It's got to be really, because otherwise you're on the red carpet, and all of a sudden everybody's, right.
How strong is boob tape? Can we get an answer?
I'm assuming it's got to be amazing. Matter of fact, I think I should switch from duct tape. I think I need to switch from duct tape to boob tape just because I think that stuff is going to be magic.
Yeah. Also, some tape becomes magically impossible out with time.
Right. Yeah.
I recently brought my comic book collection out of storage, and I decided to scan it all into Comic Geeks. And
nice.
I was handling like 500 comic books, right? And I was amazed at how some of them, the tape I used to seal the bag, had become a part of the bag. Over time.
Oh, sure.
That tape,
the bonding.
Yeah, something about it transformed. That's really strong stuff. If you'd used that tape, it probably would have held 500 years.
Yeah, I think you'd been a little better off, probably. And also, the whole movie's a trope. So here you go.
Thanks.
Just covers a lot. We may as well blanket it because there are so many. It's hard to name them all. Let's get to these clips. I don't have a huge ton, but I have enough to enjoy. It's all safe.
It's all safe.
I don't believe that at all. There's nothing safe about this.
She's lying.
She's lying.
She's a liar, pants on fire.
I do love that. What's her name again?
And
Carla Gugino.
Gugino.
Yeah,
Gugino. Love her. I can never say her name, but
it's great because she was also in Sin City, and this is very much a Sin City like.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been around forever. Watchmen as well. Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
So she's in 300 maybe. Zack Snyder likes her a lot, but I also like her in just like all the old stuff. What was the one she did something forever ago? Oh, she was on Justified for like an episode.
Oh yeah,
really good on there. Like
she was the what was the movie with Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney, and then they made a TV series out of it. Out of Sight, but there was the character that J-Lo played, the FBI agent or whatever. Carla Gugino played in a TV series based on that character, and I can't remember the character's name. But it was,
I don't know.
She was acclaimed for the work, but the show itself, I don't think, did very well.
She was in an episode of Alf, so Dunaway. There you go.
I love that. We watched earlier. You sent me. That was great.
I want to say that was her first role. It's something like that. Let's see. No,
was
sorry.
She dating Alf?
Webster was her first show.
Oh, good old Webster.
Listen to this. This is like our life around here. Webster, then Who's the Boss, then Alf, then Troop Beverly Hills, Falcon Crest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like Ferris Bueller, the TV series, Doogie Howser, MD, The Wonder Years, like
thing.
And then she goes on to be in Everything Always. She's in everything.
Oh, Karen Sisko. That was the TV show.
Y'all should see her in Gerald's Game if you haven't watched that.
Oh yeah. Is she the woman in the bed?
Yes, she's so good. It's a Mike Flanagan joint, and it's extremely good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
That is neither here nor there. Let's move on to the rest of these clips. Here's one right here. Dumb Dialogue with Scott Glenn.
Let me ask it another way. What are you looking for?
A way out, I guess.
You guess?
No, I know. I need to get out of here.
Freedom.
All right. You guys are all up your own butts.
Yeah.
I just,
here's your gun.
desperately needed a good writer to punch up the dialogue. And
are you saying Zack Snyder is not as good a writer as he is a director? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I'm saying he's not even an average writer.
I agree.
When I say I love Army of the Dead, it's because the actors pull through that. Like Tig Notaro knows how to deliver a dumb line in a way that is really funny.
And she pulled it off as a replacement in post for whoever they fired. Remember that whole thing? There was a whole side story about that. She was awesome.
Yeah, she's been doing the tour of the interview shows this week. Mm-hmm. She's talking about that she's making a movie with Zack Snyder. Mm. And basically, it comes from Army of the Dead. She was like so impressed with him saying, like that he wanted her to really les it up. And she's like, I said to Zack Snyder, hey, let's make a lesbian action film. And he said, okay. And so they're making a lesbian action film.
I don't like none of that story.
I'm excited about it.
I don't like that.
I want a lesbian action story. That sounds great.
I do too. I just don't like calling it that. I
Wasn't
mean,
that
call it what you want?
Wasn't that
Right.
Thelma and Louise was kind of that, or they weren't.
It was never official, but always implied.
It was sisterly love, right?
Well, it depends on your sister, I suppose.
Yeah.
Also, quick note, if you did never see it and you just, I don't know why you haven't, but if you're out there and you're listening and you've never seen One Mississippi, 12-episode TV show that only lasted from 2015 to 2017.
Did it ever get a sequel?
No. Well, it's a TV
Mississippi?
show. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's Tig Notaro. It's basically about her growing up or living in Mississippi. It's kind of awesome. Diablo Cody co-wrote it with her. It's very, 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 very funny and very good. So check it out.
I'm down.
Here's more. This is The Dialogue Is This Bad.
All that gyrating and moaning. The dance should be more than just titillation. Mine's personal. It says who I am. What the heck does yours say?
What the heck does yours say?
She said titillation.
She did. Beavis and Butthead are laughing somewhere. They're someplace laughing at that.
What is your dance giving?
Yeah. Right. But when's the last time a movie that wanted me to take it serious said these words?
What the heck does yours say?
What the heck does yours say, hey?
What the heck?
Hey, listen to me. What the heck?
Well,
All right.
as I've said repeatedly the last hour, I wasn't paying really close attention to the details of the dialogue throughout the middle 80% of the movie.
Well, you couldn't.
It was happening on the screen and I was watching, but I could have never captured this clip and considered it meaningful because I knew I was in a dream sequence the entire time. And so I don't care what they're saying.
I admit it was hard to actually give stuff that also, it's really, okay, so this is the other problem this movie has. This may be a purely technical one, but it's so loud when it's action scenes.
Yeah.
And really well mixed when it's loud. It's fine. The music and everything's all real good. But when they all stop and slow down or come out of the dance and now it's time to talk to Oscar Isaac about whatever devious shit he's doing, it's like, you guys speak the F up. Nobody's...
And also, if you don't like slow motion, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, there's so much of it. Yeah.
Well, it's Zack Snyder's favorite thing.
I did like there were some parts that I was like, ooh, you're layering too much stuff. This feels like a couple of rounds of row your boat where you're presenting actors, reacting to things with their faces, but then you're also saying things that are discordant with that. And then you're also playing music with lyrics. By the way, music with lyrics in your movie, that also can be a distraction when you got a bunch of other stuff going on. So it was interesting how it was layered, but I don't think it was to any great effect.
Yeah. I mean, I agreed with it early on about the soundtrack. I think it's really great music.
And I like that
covers.
they used Emily Browning's vocals for a few songs.
That.
Oh, yeah, I read that. That was
song.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't see more of her. Maybe she got tired of it.
Yeah, you know what? There needs to be a supercut of this movie. Instead of an extended version,
right?
There needs to be a 20-minute long version that's just the music video parts.
Probably is.
I would do that.
I'll bet it
watch
exists.
That. Probably my favorite way to watch it.
She's from Melbourne, Australia. You'd never know because these Australian people are insane with their accents, except for the guy in the Avatar movies. I always forget his name, whatever his name is. Who's that guy? Avatar guy? Help me.
That guy. You know what I'm talking about? The
Terminator
Avatar
Salvation guy.
James Cameron.
Nope.
Yeah,
actor.
you nailed it.
Talking actors. Actor.
Oh, actor.
Talking actor.
Who's the main guy? Sam Worthington. I got it. Sam Worthington. It took me a minute, but my brain came through. All right. This is what we do when we start a new D&D campaign.
So, the first thing we need is a map.
Okay, great.
I'm the map.
Nobody's mentioned Vanessa Hudgens because she feels like
replaceable.
You can do anybody. Dunaway could do it. Get in there, Dunaway.
Hey, I could.
You could actually. This is what "Give Me My Gun" in German sounds like.
Geben Sie mir die Karte.
There we go. Zombie Germans. That was great.
Zombie steampunk Germans are actually my favorite in this movie.
They're pretty great.
I love watching them get shot and then they go instead of bleeding.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, dude. Steam blood or whatever.
Yeah.
This is an easy way to keep your PG-13 though, isn't it?
I don't care. I still like it.
It's like black oil or whatever. You ever want to see a movie that teeters on that? And I'm sure they had questions in the room, but if you watch that new Predator movie, Badlands, you'll just go, oh man, if that was just a little red, that alien blood had put us in our territory last night. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here's Oscar Isaac singing as he walks away. There you go.
See, he needs to be I think they should have written, like Randy said, to punch up the dialogue some, because he's doing okay, but he would have been much better character if he had been kind of neurotic, back and forth, super nice, happy, and then like, super cruel. They had little hints of it, but they never landed it.
You know what would have been cool is if at the end he would have, well, I kind of did this. He seems like the biggest shot in the world in the dreams. Yeah, but in the real world, he's just an orderly shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lowest on the totem pole, really.
Yeah. They could have played with that more, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's this is not how checks work, is what I wrote here.
Don't ever write a check with your mouth. You can't cash with your ass.
That isn't a thing you can do.
No.
You don't cash your own checks, I don't think, right?
Or with
Unless
your
you write it for
even
cash.
if you did, you don't use your ass to do it.
Everybody knows ass is for credit cards. You get your slot back there. Everybody knows that. Yeah.
I just tap to pay now back there. Just tap.
Yeah, tap that ass.
It's got to. Okay, I think they used a World of Warcraft bear sound for this dragon, so I'm going to play it. You tell me if you think I'm wrong. Randy, in particular, will probably have an ear for this, so check this out. I'm telling you, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bear sound. It may not be the exact same one, but it's a bear. That's what bears sound like. And I also had the same thought during that instant, and it got me thinking about Zach Snyder's, like sourcing. Did Zach Snyder play a lot of D&D? Did he play any fantasy video games? Like it was a nice escape for me. I'm kind of like Baby Doll. I'm getting lobotomized by this movie, and I'm trying to escape and think about other things.
It's hard. Yeah,
he's
I don't know.
He's pretty close in our age group. So
yeah, he's actually right there.
Slightly.
I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little younger.
A couple years older than us. Yeah.
Oh, is he older? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But he would have experienced the same things we would have probably experienced for the most part.
Maybe Emily Browning's not getting a lot of work because her top IMDb, her from, is Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem fair.
I prefer in that Netflix series, Lemony Snicket's thing.
Ibbott's right.
Unfortunate.
He was born in '66. That makes him at least 3 years older than me and you.
Yeah.
Weird.
But around the same time, right?
Yeah.
We experienced the same thing.
He's way handsomer than me. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he is a good-looking man.
Well, yeah.
Just with a bad pencil writing technique. All right.
He just needs not to surround himself with yes men.
Yeah.
There you go.
He needs some people to say, no, maybe go back and work on this some more.
A couple dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody needs a couple no dudes.
I agree with that. No, that's bad, Zachary. His mom would say. All right, here's Oscar Isaac making a funny sound, and I always like hearing him make sound. So here he is. All right, there he is. And then he's yelling. You heard this earlier.
I need this bullshit to stop.
All right. How many of us have seen Inside Llewyn Davis? Have you guys all seen that?
I saw that movie.
He's great in that. That movie's great. It's a weird Coen Brothers movie, but I loved it.
That was like 10 years ago.
I think it was before this. I think.
Okay.
Let me. I can tell you, or can I?
Well, why don't you just tell us, Scott?
Well, it's not coming right up for me. There we go. Okay, he is. Oh, that didn't work either. What happened here? Oh, because he's not top cast. That's why he should be. What kind of name is Blue Jones, by the way? What a weird.
I know. I was trying to figure that out.
From one of you.
Yeah,
guys.
It's me. It's me. I'm trying to get it to stop.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. Is it bouncing around? It's like going through an earthquake right now. I love it.
It's which level of the dream is your microphone
so,
right now?
This, for some reason, this movie kind of, and this is, I know you might think I'm crazy, but for some reason, this gave me like a Green Mile kind of vibe. Like, something about it kind of gave me that, trapped kind of people in control of what happens to you kind of vibe.
2013, by the way, for Inside Llewyn Davis. Okay. Sorry, continue.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But like you're trapped in a place and this is your escape kind of thing. Like how in Green Mile it was, all right, we're here. What do we do to make the best of it kind of situation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He also, I was wrong earlier, so keep your emails to yourselves. Ex Machina is 2014. It was not 2009.
Wow, that was after this. Okay.
For some reason in my head, it was earlier.
I believed you.
Yeah. So you know what's weird? Here's what's weird.
I didn't believe you for a second.
Well, I look at this and I go, all right, let's see, where is it? Inside Llewyn Davis, 2013. to me, that was so much earlier than the Coen brothers remake of the True Grit, which was 2010. But I've got those swapped. And I don't know why. That's a weird thing that you do when you cover movies like we do. You just conflate everything. It's just big mishmash. Anyway, I'm off that wagon. Let's go to this angry acting. I think it might be him again.
No! You're screwed.
Nope. It was a girl. No! You're screwed.
No, it is you who are screwed.
All right, here is Vanessa Hudgens. Hudgens. Okay, I want to address her properly. I don't know what she said here, so you guys, it's time to interpret a line. Here's Vanessa Hudgens saying something incomprehensible.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say anything.
What do you think she said?
I didn't say anything. You guys, come on.
Oh, there was more in the beginning. Listen.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
So
guys, something didn't say anything.
I didn't mean to say anything.
Going to say anything. Okay.
I didn't mean to say anything.
Did she say something? Did she give up the ghost on something?
Yeah. Well, she did, but Oscar, she wasn't going to snitch. She was going to tell the compliance officer, the psychiatrist, and then Oscar Isaac was like around the corner going, "Oh, don't tell me everything."
Yeah, I'm a pervert, weirdo.
Ooh,
look inside my Llewyn Davis. All right, well done. Let's get to this final clip. Oh no, that was the final clip, which means it's time for this. The Film Sack chest list? Jeez.
Yeah,
checklist.
Sure.
Look at this. Check it out.
Wow.
Check out my
Paging
chest.
Dr. Freud.
Yeah, that went in a weird direction. Zombie Nazis? Check. Dragons? Check. And John Hamm for no good reason? Check. Unless you see the extended edition, I guess. Then he's there for a reason.
He's there for a reason.
It's a weird, tiny role. He's already pretty popular on TV, right? It's like a strange role for him. I don't know. Maybe him and Zach Snyder were like
making out,
kissing friends
backstage. Yeah, I don't know.
Our brains went in the same place.
I swear, guys, I didn't tell him anything.
That's right. Star Trek, and MCU connections. We don't need Star Wars yet. We haven't come to the bottom of that MCU pile yet. Yep. But Randy, how'd we do?
Okay. Only a couple of Star Trek for some reason. I'll give you one, and that's Monique Ganderton, who plays the nurse in the lobotomy, and then you see her again as High Roller Girl number 1. She did stunts in Star Trek Beyond. So what you find a lot of the side cast in this movie are stunt people that are doing a little bit of acting, just a bit. Over on the MCU side, though, there's a bunch of really interesting ones. And so, like, I'll give you A.C. Patterson, who's the mayor initially and the lighter orderly later, was in Mutant X. We got Scott Glenn in this movie, right? He was in the two TV series around the later Daredevil and the Defenders.
Yeah, it's back when Netflix had it. Yep.
And then Richard Citrone, who was CJ in this movie, did a bunch of stunts in Marvel properties, did stunts in Blade and Daredevil and Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Civil War. So again, it's about stunt people. But I want to come back to Monique Ganderton, who I said was who did stunts in Star Trek Beyond, because this person has somebody's number on speed dial and has gotten to do stunts in, I am not going to even begin to list them all for you. Monique has done stunts in X-Men The Last Stand and Iron Man 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok, and the list goes on and on.
Sounds like a bit of a go-to for those things. Yeah.
At some point, she starts becoming the stunt coordinator for these movies. And so by the time we get to Avengers Endgame, Monique Ganderton is doing stunt coordination. And it's like, you just get the feeling like, I'm too old for this shit now. And I gotta tell the real stunt people what to do.
I like that, though. I think it's a cool track for, I don't know. I always admired stunt people. I think stunt people are underrated.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. The girl that always does stuff for Tarantino and then ends up in his movies too, the Australian lady, I forgot her name. She's in Hateful Eight for a hot minute.
She's the star of Death Proof.
Is she the star? Oh, I
Her
mean, I
name
think
is Zoe
she's
Bell.
She's essentially the star.
Okay, yeah.
She's awesome, dude. Love her. She's good at her stunts and she can act. So
One more Marvel connection, not necessarily MCU, although now things are who knows. But Jamie Chung, who was
Any kin to Wang Chung? No.
Totally related to Wang Chung.
Okay, cool.
100%
Yeah.
daughter of Wang Chung.
Yeah.
She was Blink in the Gifted TV series.
Oh,
Blink from the
yeah.
Exiles.
I never finished watching that. I started watching that.
Gifted
there's really no reason.
No reason to finish.
Or start watching it, unfortunately.
It felt like there was potential there, though, didn't it?
Yeah, there really was, and they just got and anything with Amy Acker is just great, but this wasn't just wasn't, and it's too bad. But she got her start as Jamie Chung. She was on The Real World San Diego, and then became an actress from that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever saw.
it was
that
after I
series.
stopped watching The Real World, but 14th season.
Yeah, I stopped probably at 4.
4.
I made it. I think I probably made it 10 seasons in. I think London might have been it for me, or
Second London, probably, right? They did it a couple times there.
yeah, it was probably only the first London for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, season 10. I think we watched the Denver, and that was about it. Maybe.
Oh, I forgot they had it in Denver. That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jamie Chung, over on the Film Sack Connections, Jamie Chung is one of a couple who, this is our first movie of theirs. This is our first Vanessa Hudgens movie.
Oh, thank you. Can we get more? Can we get that going?
Yeah, I would like to. It's only our second Jenna Malone movie, and you'll remember Jenna Malone has the role of young Jodie Foster in Contact. The person that we've sacked the most here, and not a lot, but it's Scott Glenn.
Okay, makes sense.
We've now seen 5 Scott Glenn movies.
I can only think of Silverado and we didn't do the right stuff yet. We got to though. Or maybe we did. Did we do the right stuff?
No, I don't think so.
We do.
I would love to do the right stuff though. That's good stuff.
Always do the right stuff.
Well, we also need to do the stuff. So we need to maybe do it back to back. The right
The
stuff and the
then
stuff.
the right stuff.
Yeah.
Feels like we should watch the stuff first and then the right stuff after.
I think you're right. I think that'd be great.
It's on that list of we're probably never going to sack it because it's over 3 hours long.
Right.
Oh wait, the right stuff is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie growing up. I don't know why I had patience for it. That's long.
It is. It was super long.
I thought it was so great, though. I feel like it established a film type for me that I was always going to like from then on. And I don't even know what to call it. Maybe historical dramas. I don't know what it did. But as a kid, I went, now that's a vibe. And every time I'd see any of those people, Scott Glenn or Ed Harris or any of the people in that movie show up in something else, I'd just go, that's right. The right stuff. That's right, baby.
That's right. The right stuff, baby. Yeah, that's right.
Love those guys. Oh, my gosh.
I'll give you Scott Glenn movies we've sacked in chronological order.
Do it.
So we've sacked Urban Cowboy and Silverado and Backdraft. And then he was in The Bourne Ultimatum.
Okay. He was in The Old Tomato. I love it.
The Bourne Old Tomato.
Let's get to the soundtrack grade. I'd give it a BP for the best part. I think it's pretty strong. It's fun. I went back and listened to it later. I had a wild experience. A bit recently on TMS, we did the contest for Britpop, and you were trying to guess names and songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got in the mood for it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to a lot of Britpop. And so yesterday in the car, I crank up this playlist that I really like, and it's playing all the Britpop hits, stuff we talked about, plus a bunch more.
Is it that I Miss Britpop playlist?
I think so. It's on YouTube Music, but I think it's a dupe of that. I think it's the same thing.
It probably is, yeah.
I think it's even called that. But anyway, listen to that, and then we go see Bone Temple, and that thing is full of Britpop.
Yeah, totally is. Well, and early Britpop, a lot of Duran Duran, but then you got Radiohead.
Yeah.
And
then you get a little something special for you Americans later.
Yes, you do.
Well, for you metalheads, I'll say.
For you metalheads, yeah, for sure.
That was wild.
That's great, yeah.
In some ways, that was, in the wrong hands, that was a dumb scene.
Yeah, for sure. But in the right, it was done perfectly.
I agree.
You know, my one complaint is that they showed him playing girls on film, and the record label that they were showing was Rio. And,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, maybe his sleeves are mixed up. It's fine. He doesn't.
Okay, you know what? He had a misprint. Sure. Okay. Sure, I'll give you that.
You give me
yes,
that? All right.
but,
It would have been more believable if that was a sleeve for a whole other album of a different band and that's just the sleeve you had in the wastelands or whatever.
Right.
Alternate titles, looming ahead. Here it is. Oh, I didn't do social post. You know what? Back that up. It's the social media post.
Back that up.
Oh, yeah.
Back up that shit and let's
Back up
go.
that credit card reader.
That's right. Let's give it to, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I landed on Randy. Randy, go.
I wrote this like 8 days ago, so I'm kind of revisiting. I'm relearning. What in the world did I?
Yeah.
Sucker Punch. I came and sat to watch a film. Alas, nonsense took flight and broke like so much glass. I felt like baby doll, lobotomized, but unlike her, I couldn't close my eyes.
Oh.
A dragon here, some robots there, some guy. Because why not? This blender's set on high.
Wow.
That's good.
That's very good. Very poetic today, which is the idea. Hey, let's move over to Brian Dunaway.
No sucker punch, like getting punched by a sucker named Zach. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I hope you enjoyed your trauma. Hashtag the no dance dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
One. Nicely done. Brian Ibbett, take us home.
Sucker Punch. Don't look, Marion. She's dancing. Shut your eyes. Don't look at it, no matter what happens.
This is not the peanut butter chocolate I planned on, but I like it.
Yeah, delicious.
It's a good combo. All right. It is time for the alternate titles, which I already played the thing for. This was almost called Alice in Booby Land. There weren't that many boobies, but still. It's kind of an Alice in Wonderland story. Or Oscar Isaac never finished his lunch. That drove me crazy. He had like a whole, like a roast chicken on his desk.
Right.
And he's in there eating it. By the way, doing stuff with another character and talking, have a conversation where what's her name? Emily Browning's nowhere to be seen. I don't know how actors get to do other bits of dialogue without you being present for your dream. Do you know what I'm saying? So that makes the dream thing even harder. Anyway, forget about all that. The point is he never finished his lunch, never went back there. They interrupted him some, hey, come watch what's her name dance. He leaves. And now there's a big old freaking cold hunk of chicken with no Oscar Isaac to finish it. Yeah.
I try not to think about eating when they portray it on film because, I mean, most actors don't eat on film because you might have to shoot the scene like 100 times.
Right. You don't have to eat that food.
Right. So it always blows my mind when they have like a larger actor or a fat actor just really go to town on food and like really eat it. And I'm like, how's he doing it?
I think they usually give, there's like a bucket nearby where they spit, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Just spit out. I know when talking Eric Van Skyhawk when he was doing commercial work, or I think he still is, but he would do food stuff, and I think it was Taco Bell or something like that. He shot ads for that, and the way they would do it is they do that big, take a big bite of your gordito, and then cut, spit it out in a bucket. All right, next take, give them a fresh taco, same deal. They just never, I don't think they ingest it, is the idea. I don't know. Maybe that's too much information for the world. Anyway, let's get to the texts and voicemails. And today it's just a couple of texts. One from Drome. He sent this to voicecast.app/filmsack. Drome says, oh my, you guys. I just watched a film called Apocalypse Clown. You really should watch it. Here's the quote. Quote, when a mysterious technological blackout plunges Ireland into anarchy and chaos, a group of failed, washed-up clowns are forced to traverse the country for one last shot at their dreams, unquote. It is currently at 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not, it's critically enjoyed. Let's see, how new is it? Here it is.
2023.
It's only got 2 votes, but both people really liked it.
Yeah, they was super. Oh, is that all it is?
No, I'm kidding.
2023, and this it looks like it was an either Belgium or Ireland movie.
Irish, I'm guessing. Set in Ireland.
And yeah,
probably
it's a movie.
All right. All right. Well, also, we're here for movies, so we may get around to that. I don't know. We'll think about it. It's probably streaming by now. It's 2023, so it ought to be out.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. So, I mean, almost any movie can get bought by Amazon for a couple $100.
It feels like it.
So that's not, I don't know what that says, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
The 83% on Rotten Tomatoes really throwing me.
Yeah, it must be something special for some of you.
18 reviews total. That's not a lot.
No. As far as I know, it probably never made it to theaters. You probably watched it on Primes where this guy watched it.
Just to give you a comparison, One Battle After Another has 430 reviews.
That's a lot. Jeez Louises.
You know, I'm just saying 18, not a lot.
No. Yeah, it's enough to have to vote, but that's it. All right, nicely done. Let's get on to the this one. An anonymous person said, I am just now watching the Diamonds Are Forever episode and movie before I listen to the podcast, so I'm hoping you mentioned the Scooby-Doo like chase where they drove by the Golden Nugget over and over again. Keep up the good work.
Yeah,
we did. I think we called it
sure
Scooby-Doo, didn't we?
He's probably, he may have,
Yeah.
this email when he sent it, he may have actually seen it by now because he was just now watching it. But yes, indeed, we brought that up. Yeah. I mean, did we compare it to Scooby-Doo? I don't know, but we did talk
probably
about it.
not. But like many times driving down Fremont Street before Fremont Street became a walking path and going by the same casinos on it.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, and the hotel we liked so much at the end of the street was under construction.
The Plaza. Yeah.
The Plaza, thank you.
Yeah, it was getting work done.
Yeah, in the movie, you can see the construction in progress of the Plaza, and you see it again and again because they keep driving by.
People always say, what would you do if you had time travel? I would go back to I'd go to Fremont in the 30s or 40s or 50s, maybe even the 80s, and I would say, behold, this place will be covered and be protected by the rain and have a screen inside, and also people will zip line down here and also nuns with their boobs out will wander this street, and no one to believe me. They'd all be
Get
just
that
like,
guy a lobotomy.
Yeah, they would have get John Hamm and his little tool in here.
Yeah, most people from the future are regarded like that.
That reminds me, we've been in a brain trauma center all week with my wife's mother, and it's a whole story which I won't get into here, but we were talking to one of the neurologists there, and I asked about, because we'd seen this movie, can't believe I forgot to bring this up, I asked about lobotomies, because this entire center's brain damage, trauma, strokes, all that kind of stuff on this floor, and so I figured he would know if anyone knew, and so I go, is that a thing you guys still do in some way, like a chemical way of doing that, or any of that?
He look at you like, really? Dude.
It felt like I was getting put on a list in real time, but then he answered.
Yeah.
Here's what he said. He goes, actually, sort of. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, well, not the traditional thing where we just kill that part of the brain and now you don't, now you're just kind of a vegetable or whatever. But there are people with such severe epilepsy and different kinds of seizure conditions that they do a form of this. They go in and they can remove pieces, bits, parts of the frontal lobe. I think the frontal lobe, and it will stop the seizures. But it has some of these other side effects. So it's a bit like saying, we're going to have to cut your leg off at the knee because of this infection, but you can have, we'll have things you can wear that'll make you mostly able to move around. It's a little like that, but for your brain. So in reality, in a modern sense, there's still. According to this specialist guy, says, yeah, it's a form of that.
So lobotomies seem barbaric right now. Just wait for 100 years, which you won't. You'll be dead. But when they look back at our medicals today, they'll be like, what the hell were they? What a bunch of barbarians getting in there doing that kind of stuff.
That's what Star Trek has fun with that, right? They're like, cancer in the year 782. That's impossible. We cured it back in 2081 or whatever. I like when they play around with that stuff.
Yeah.
Now they just run a little nub over you and
you're done. You're healed.
Yeah. Hold still. I'm running my nub over you.
Yikes.
Yikes indeed. That's it for voicemails or voice stuff or, text is what I'm trying to say. And if you'd like to send those in yourself, again, voicecast.app/filmsack or filmsack@gmail.com is perfectly doable as well. I want to thank some patrons that we've gotten recently. I didn't check for the most recent amount. If I don't get your name, it'll definitely be next week. But Jason Martin and Biff Smith. Biff Smith. It's kind of hard to say fast.
I like it.
Biff Smith.
Biff. Anyway, Biff Smith and Jason Martin have joined us, and now they too can enjoy the world of no commercials or ads, the pre-show content you love every week, the monthly specials that happen I know, so lucky. Special access to special things. You're only going to get it that way, including art prints from me and beyond. And once in a while, we do some weird stuff there that we never do any other time. And it's the only place that'll get it. So sign up today And also, if you've got a free week in June, specific week in June, we'd love to see you live at Nerdtacular 2026. What is probably going to be the last big blowout Nerdtacular of all time. That's my guess, and I want to make it awesome. And part of that is traditionally has always been an amazing film sack live, and usually,
we be sacking
it hard.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'd love to see some of you there, and if some of you are like, "Oh man, I've never been," this would be the time to go for reals. So go sign up today at frogpants.com/nerdtacular, or just frogpants.com. We'll show it up there at the top. That includes our website, which of course is filmsack.com. Our next movie will be another one I hadn't seen. I'm so excited about this. Elysium on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to even expect there. I know it's our, District 9 guy. I know it's Matt Damon. I know there's a ring in space, and I know that he's got a lot of shit connected to him on his neck.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
That's the movie.
All right. I'm in. Let's do it.
Gosh, Charlton Copley had a moment.
He did. Mm-hmm. He still had. We talked about this before. He still can and does. I think he's fine. Chocolo Copty, do what you do, buddy.
But like between District 9 and Chappie, he got to be in the A-Team. Like that's a big rise for someone who's an unknown.
Yeah, especially because Chappie wasn't that good, but whatever.
Hey,
dude, District 9's an all-timer. Chappie has a neat idea, and I just think fails. And then I haven't seen Elysium, so I'm about to learn, what the deal is. For a long time, the director was supposed to be tied to a big Halo franchise thing, and it just never transpired. And I kind of wish we'd have seen what he was going to do.
Neil Blomkamp, still kicking.
Yeah,
he made that Gran Turismo movie a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
he's my favorite prominent South African, and it's not even close. We'll see if people get that reference at home. Some people may get it, some people may not. But to those who get it, I see you. You see me.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, Brian sees what I'm dealing,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
There it is, putting it down.
I'm jumping up and down in the background of what you're putting down.
You're doing the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where you're whistling to the TV. You know what's up.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
All right, we are out of here. What else did I miss? Nothing. It's Elysium. Watch it on Netflix. We'll be watching it next week. In the meantime, filmsack.com, as I mentioned before, and you can find all the stuff you need there. It's going to do it for us, for me, for Brian, and for Randy.
Labata you? No, Labata me.
Ouch.
Yeah.